Hello students, welcome to the online session. This is our session 2 of Science chapter 7, that is getting to know plants. In session 1, we have studied different types of plants. Now we will learn about parts of a plant in detail. Today in this session, we will learn the structure and functions of the stem and leaves. Okay, let's start.
Class 6 Science Chapter 7 Getting to Know Plants Session 2. After studying about herbs, shrubs, trees, creepers and climbers, now it's time to study about parts of a plant. A plant body has 4 main parts. They are stem, leaves, roots and flowers. We are going to study each one of them in detail. Let's start with the structure and functions of the stem. Parts of a plant. The stem. The part of the plant that grows above the ground is called the stem. The stem supports the leaves, flowers and fruits of the plant. Stem holds the plant erect or upright. Leaves and branches do not come out from anywhere on the stem. Nodes are points on stem from where leaves and branches grow. The part of the stem between two nodes is called an internode. We all know that the roots absorb minerals and water from the soil. Then the stem takes this water and minerals from the roots to the leaves. The leaves use this water and minerals to prepare food. Then again the stem takes the food to the different parts of the plant. But how does the stem transport water, minerals and food to different parts of the plant? Let's find out. All of us know that roots absorb water and minerals from the soil, right? Then this water and mineral are transported to different parts of a plant through stem. How? With the help of special tubes which are present in the stem. And these tubes are called as xylem. So, we can say that it is one of the important functions of the stem, where stem carries water and minerals from soil to different parts of a plant through special tubes called as xylem. Now, we also know that food is prepared in the leaves by the process of photosynthesis. This food is transported to other part of the plant again by the stem with the help of special tubes called as phloem. We can say that stem also carries food prepared in leaves to different parts of a plant through special tubes called as phloem. So what we studied is that water and minerals are transported by xylem and food is transported to different parts of the plant by phloem. Alright, so here we have an experiment to prove that stem conducts water. That is, stem transports water and minerals to different parts of the plant. Let's look at the experiment. We would require a glass, water, red or blue ink and a soft stem. Pour water to fill 1/3 of the glass. Now add a few drops of red or blue ink to the water. Cut the base of the stem and put it in the glass. Now observe the setup. Does the color appear in the stem? You will find that the color rises in the stem. If this kept for a longer period, the color appears in the veins of leaves also. How do you think the color reached there? From this activity, we see that the stem helps in upward movement of water. The water and minerals go to leaves and other plant parts attached to the stem. So, this proves that the stem conducts or transport water. So, the main functions of a stem are to support the plant, to hold the branches, leaves, flowers and fruits, and to transport water, minerals and food throughout the plant. Now, let's study about leaves. The leaf grows on the stem. Leaves are usually flat and green. Leaves make food for the plant and they also breathe for the plant. The broad green part of the leaf is called lamina. The part of a leaf by which it is attached to the stem, that is, the part that connects leaf to the stem, is called petule. There are veins on the leaf. Small lines present on a leaf are called its vein. A thick vein in the middle of the leaf is called midrib. The veins make the pattern on the leaf and this is called as leaf venation. We have two types of venation: reticulate venation and parallel venation. Let's study about each one of them. If the design is net-like on both sides of midrib, then the venation is reticulate. Examples: rose, peepal, mango tree shows reticulate venation in the leaf. If the veins are parallel to one another in a leaf, then this is called as parallel venation. The leaves of grass, wheat, maize, banana shows parallel venation. That is, the veins are parallel to one another. Now, we will study a very important function of the leaves, that is photosynthesis. Plants prepare food in the presence of sunlight by the process of photosynthesis, and photosynthesis occurs in leaves of a plant. Leaves absorb carbon dioxide from the air and water and minerals from the soil, and in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a substance which is present in green leaves which helps in the process of photosynthesis. So, in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, the leaves produce carbohydrate in the form of starch and release oxygen. This is the process of photosynthesis. So, with the help of some experiments, we will now try to prove that leaves carry out photosynthesis. First, we will prove that starch is present in leaves. We have studied in chapter 2 that to test the presence of carbohydrates or starch, we have to perform iodine test, right? So, we will perform this iodine test on our leaf. But before that, we know that our leaf is green in color, right? And if we will put iodine solution over it, we cannot clearly observe the color change because it's already colored. So first, we will turn our leaf into colorless. So for that, we have to put a leaf in a test tube and pour spirit to completely immerse the leaf. Spirit is a kind of alcohol which will help to remove the color from the leaf. Now put the test tube in a beaker half filled with water. Heat the beaker till all the green color from the leaf comes out into the spirit in the test tube. Take out the leaf carefully and wash it in water. So now our leaf is colorless. Now we can clearly observe the color change. Now place it on a watch glass and pour some iodine solution over it. You will observe that the leaf color has changed to blue-black, which indicates the presence of starch in the leaves. So now we have proved that leaves contain starch. This experiment proves that leaves contain starch, but this does not prove that the starch was prepared by leaves itself. So now we will try to prove that it is the leaf who performs photosynthesis or prepares carbohydrate. Experiment to show leaves prepare food or carbohydrates by photosynthesis. For this, you have to take a plant and keep the plant in the dark room for 1 or 2 days so that all the starch which is present in it gets consumed. After that, cover a part of the leaf with black paper. Now, keep this plant in sunlight. Now, perform the same iodine test on the leaf. You will notice that the part of the leaf which was covered by the black paper is not affected by the iodine test, whereas the other part which was not covered by the paper turns blue-black by the iodine test. What does this mean? This means that in the presence of sunlight, the leaves which were not covered, they carried out photosynthesis. And the part which was covered by black paper could not carry out photosynthesis. This proves that leaves carry out photosynthesis in the presence of sunlight. So, we will now study about another important function of leaves, that is transpiration. The removal of excess water from the leaves in the form of water vapor is called as transpiration. So, we will now try to prove that leaves do transpiration. Do this activity during daytime on a sunny day. Use a healthy, well-watered plant that has been growing in the sun. Now you have to take 2 polythene bags. Enclose a leafy branch of the plant in a polythene cover and tie up its mouth as shown in the picture. Now tie up the mouth of another empty polythene cover and keep it also in the sun. After a few hours, observe the inner surface of the polythene covers. Drops of water will appear on the inner side of the bag that covered the leafy twig, and no water drops will be seen on the inner side of the empty polythene cover. So, this proves that leaves do transpiration. Water comes out of leaves in the form of vapor by a process called transpiration. So, we have studied two parts of plants in detail, that is the stem and the leaves. The two main functions of the stem are: stem carries water and minerals from the soil to different parts of plant through special tubes called as xylem. Stem also carries food prepared in leaves to different parts of plant through special tubes called as phloem. The two important functions of the leaves are: plants prepare their food by the process of photosynthesis using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight. Water comes out of leaves in the form of vapor by a process called transpiration. I hope you have understood the video. In the next session, we will study roots and flowers in detail. Thank you for watching the video.